Oh my god, hey! Welcome back to my kingdom of stagey isolation. If you're seeing my face for the first time, my name is Mickey Joe and I'm obsessed with all things theatre. I come to you today to talk once again about Dear Evan Hansen. I love how this is just basically my uniform now when I make Dear Evan Hansen videos. This is my London first preview hat. If I haven't already mentioned it, I definitely have. But what I want to talk about today is not the London production of Dear Evan Hansen. It is not the Broadway production of Dear Evan Hansen. I want to talk about the film adaptation. Find out who is going to be in the Dear Evan Hansen movie. Specifically, I want to talk about the casting, because a lot of rumours and announcements have come out in the past few days, and people are reacting online. People have a lot of feelings about this casting. I wanted to share my feelings with you and explain why yours are wrong. I'm kidding, I'm joking, mostly. So, it has now basically been confirmed that Ben Platt is playing Evan Hansen in the Dear Evan Hansen movie. This is not a surprise to anyone. When the show was launched, a lot of its success came off of the fact that Ben Platt was an increasingly well-known presence at this time. He had been in the Pitch Perfect films, and it was his very commendable performance in the show that gave it a lot of its status. That is what the early buzz of the show on Broadway was about, was how great Ben Platt is in this show. The film, like the show, is being co-produced by his father. So it does not come as a surprise that he is cast in the film. A lot of people are saying this is nepotism and that's the only reason he is being cast. To those people, I say he got a Tony Award for playing the role. It really upsets me that we've spent so long saying, no, we don't want Hollywood actors to play these parts, we want musical theatre actors to play these roles on film, and then as soon as it actually happens, people are just dumping on it. Like, when else would we get to see a Tony Award-winning musical theatre performer get to reprise their role in a film adaptation of that show? That is a great thing to me. That is something we should be celebrating. The other criticism of this is that he looks too old to play a 17-year-old. He's 26, and he has said this himself. I have multiple thoughts about this. One is that we live in a world where Glee happened and Riverdale keeps happening, and basically every other film, TV adaptation of something set in a high school, they are always cast with people in their mid-20s. Current Broadway Evan Hansen, mid-20s. Current West End Evan Hansen, mid-20s. I say current like either of the shows are open right now. I think the one exception to this has been Andrew Barth Feldman, who was a teenager when he was cast in the show. Whether I think that is a constructive and healthy thing to do with that kind of a role, with that kind of a schedule of someone who is still in education, I don't, honestly. That's my feelings. He was fantastic in the show. I'm a big fan of his, but I don't think it's a great casting approach. Broadly, I think we should be recognising the actors who have gone to drama school and trained. That's nothing against the actors who don't go to drama school, but like, if you do go to drama school, you're not graduating until you're early to mid-20s. But yeah, literally all high schools in TV and film are cast with mid-20-year-olds. He just did The Politician last year where he was playing a high schooler. Like, it's a movie, it'll be fine. It'll all be fine. What annoys me is people who are tweeting saying he's too old and Jordan Fisher should be Evan instead. They are the same ation he's not any older than the supporting cast around him playing the other teen characters. Let's talk about them. Caitlin Dever. Caitlin Dever is playing Zoe Murphy. I do not know her. She was in a film called Booksmart with Beanie Feldstein. Beanie Feldstein is like Ben Platt's best friend in the world, so I find this curious that this casting has happened. She's also been in something on Netflix. People seem really excited about this casting. I do not know her, so I have very few opinions on this. Does she sing? I hope she sings. I assume she sings. Everyone sings these days. Amanda Stenberg is playing Alana. She is another character I don't know. I'm glad that they have kept Alana as a person of colour in the Dear Evan Hansen movie. Nick Dodani is playing Jared Kleinman in the movie, and he is a person of colour as well, which is super exciting. We love to see diversity reflected in film. And at this point, it's more diverse than the original Broadway cast. I don't know either of them either. Do I not watch enough Netflix? I haven't seen The Hunger Games. I haven't seen Atypical. I'm just not down with the kids anymore. Honestly, these casting announcements came out and I feel very old. Colton Ryan is playing Connor Murphy in the movie. I find this really interesting because he's done some film and TV, but also a lot of stage work. And he was in the Broadway production of Dear Evan Hansen. He was in the original Broadway company as the understudy to Evan, Jared, and Connor, that crazy track where he had to understudy all three. And so he's playing Connor. I find it interesting because I always look at him and think he just has such a Dear Evan Hansen face that I find it not the easiest to imagine him as Connor Murphy. So I'm really interested to see how that works. I also think they're going to play up more on the parallels between Evan and Connor in the movie. I'll explain why that is in a bit. Most recent announcement is that Amy Adams is going to be playing Cynthia Murphy. I fully saw a tweet that said she was joining the Dear Evan Hansen movie, and I assumed she'd be Heidi Hansen, but no, she is playing Cynthia, Connor's mum. We know Amy Adams can sing. She was in Enchanted. I'm very excited for this. I think she's going to be a great Cynthia. I'm pretty sure Cynthia Murphy had a song originally that was taken out. Hopefully that can get put back in. Ben Platt said about the songs, almost all the songs are going to be in the movie, which implies not all of them. Which song are they going to cut, and why is it To Break in a Glove? In the nicest possible way, this song achieves its purpose in the show, has to reopen the second act. Movies do not have that. I'm convinced it's gonna be gone. What's interesting is what's happening with Larry Murphy, because he's going to be played by an actor called Danny Pino, but they have changed it slightly and they've made him Connor's stepfather rather than his biological father. I'm not sure why this change has been made and what it achieves. What occurred to me is that now both Evan and Connor are both children of divorced parents. I kind of don't want them to make Connor and Larry's strained relationship because he's his stepfather. Like, I think they have a really interesting relationship, and then he has this amazing moment during You Will Be Found. I really hope we don't lose too much of that for the film adaptation. It's going to be super interesting to see what bits they expand on in the film adaptation. Like, we'll see more of their high school, more other characters other than just like this high school in the show where only 5 students attend. Wouldn't it be really cool if all the background high schoolers were just like other Dear Evan Hansen alumni? Just like all the Evans? That would be great. I want to go to that high school. Although everyone would have a lot of feelings all of the time. Apparently they are starting filming today, Sunday the 30th of August, in Georgia, so that's going to be really interesting. I'm wondering if we'll get to see like Evan's dad and it will expand on that. We still don't know officially who is playing Heidi Hansen. The rumour that has come out is that it will be Kate Winslet. Kate Winslet can sing. She had a single and a music video. I have watched it multiple times. I think that would be a great piece of casting. She sort of reminds me of Rachel Bay Jones. I would obviously love if Rachel Bay Jones could be in the film, but I think they were always going to go for someone slightly higher profile. It's always the way with these musical adaptations that Hollywood are sort of nervous about it, so they like to fill it with stars completely so that there's something for everyone. I saw another rumour about Idina Menzel playing Evan's mum, Heidi Hansen. That would be exciting. I love that Idina has now reached a level of fame as a crossover performer that she can be considered big enough to star in a movie musical. Would this film be getting made if Ben Platt wasn't in it? Probably not. So much of the hype with Dear Evan Hansen has always been synonymous with Ben Platt and the career he has gone on to have afterwards. Yes, you can say he's older than when he first played it. Yes, you can say he's able to get cast in the film because his father is producing it. It doesn't change the fact that he was an incredibly talented Evan Hansen. He gave an amazing performance, he won a Tony Award, and is responsible for a huge amount of the show's success. So I have honestly no issue whatsoever with him being cast in the film. I think it's great. I would like to play background YouTuber number 12, who says something like, subscribe, or share it with your friends. I can't stop watching this video. Evan's right, we're not alone. I'm cringing at myself so hard. Or they'll get actual famous people. Oh god, are they gonna get famous YouTubers? Oh, I don't know how I feel about that. We will wait and find out. I'm really intrigued to see what this film is going to look like. I think it's gonna have a very different visual color palette from the stage production that's all just sort of blackness and text. It's going to be interesting to see it actually happening in a high school, actual fields, actual trees. Oh, going to be some great trees. That's why they're shooting in Georgia. For the trees, I assume. Are there trees in Georgia? Everywhere has trees. But I'm excited. I think all of this casting is pretty good. There's no glaring issues with it like there so often are in movie musicals. I think even from a few years ago, we've come a long way with movie musical casting. Everyone involved in this sings. A lot of them have background in stage work and from doing the show specifically, like Ben and Colton. I think it's some great casting. I think I'm really excited to see where they go with this movie. But I know that everyone has slightly different opinions on this. Let me know down in the comments section down below what you think. Do you think Ben Platt is the right choice to play Evan Hansen on screen? If not, who would you suggest? And what do you think about the rest of the supporting cast as well? Let me know your thoughts. I will make sure to reply. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to subscribe to my Stagey YouTube channel where there will be more theatre news, gossip, rumours, all coming very, very soon. I hope that everyone is staying safe and that you have a stagey day. You will be found for 10 more seconds. I'm Mickey Joe Theatre. Oh my god, hey. Thanks for watching. Have a stagey day. Subscribe!